Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the meeting, roll call.
Goodell?
Here.
Slater?
Here.
Boomgarden?
Here.
Rusher?
Here.
Hader?
Here.
And we need a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we need a motion to approve the minutes of the October 15, 2012 regular council meeting.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we need a motion to approve the treasurer's monthly investment report and the October treasurer's report.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we need a motion to approve the claims for October if we have no questions.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Under communications, anything from the public in attendance this evening? If not, we'll move on to the People's Service Monthly Report.
Well, everything's slowly moving along out there. We're finishing up the yard tie-ins. I think the construction company has one more tie-in to do out in the yard, and I think that'll be done. Sam's got the footings in last week, floor for the flooring contact chamber. We also finally got our big, on our well side, we had the gear unit. 2 years ago, there was a new sprocket that was put on, and it started missing, jumping, bore up, so we actually pulled it out. Replaced the original shaft was left on there, which was worn, but then a new sprocket was put on. So it was a matter of time before that was out again. So we pulled the whole unit out and got that fixed. We had a new shaft turned, a sprocket, bearing seals, and I think it was less than $400. We got that done, and I think that Resco, John Harger, they wanted $50,000 for a new unit. And I had them tear the whole unit down, go through it, inspect it, and they put it back together, and it's back up and running now, so.
I see they're working late there at nights and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they are, yeah, they're.
Lights on the equipment and
They're
everything.
trying
late
to,
nights, so.
yep, get working late and everything. And we had a couple little main breaks last month, one was down the South 3rd Street, it was just a 2-inch line. And then that same day, one on North 3rd Street. And we found actually when they made the cut, we actually found a manhole that had been covered up with a valve in it, the 2-inch valve. So we had them raise that up to grade and expose that, so we have now.
Like we found something.
That, I think Leroy thought that had been buried probably 15, 18 years, maybe at least, from what it looked like when they did the saw cut and everything on that, so, yeah, we did clean last month, or last 2 months, a little over 3,000 feet of sewer lines. And then we also had a contractor in, and I did a couple of test areas. They actually chemically treated a couple areas that were really bad for roots. So we're gonna see, it's a little bit more than root sawn, but they actually put a warranty on it. They'll come back this next summer. And that was part of the deal, they'll televise and see how it did. So it'd be kinda interesting to see how that goes, so.
What, so if it's really bad with roots or tree roots in there and they put this chemical in, what happens to the tree roots?
They just burn up and dissolve.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Actually
yep,
go
yep.
away.
And
Okay.
it's all approved, EPA approved, and they've been doing this for 20-some, 30 years probably, I think, so. And the thing with roots on, I mean, it'll, take it out, but again, with this dry year and a drought, everything just goes, it's just going crazy, so. So we'll see how that goes, so. That's about it for right now then, so. Questions, comments, or?
Does stuff go back away, does it kill back through the
Yeah,
ground?
it'll
so it
go
doesn't?
back up to the outside of the tile, with the clay tile where the joints were, that's coming in. So hopefully we'll see, just a little something, just a change and see what that does, so.
That's cool.
Okay.
Any questions?
How'd you come out on the filters?
Filters, good. The inspection of the one well site underground drain, it was perfect condition.
Good.
Everything was just, it was just like new, they said.
Good.
They put it in, they emptied the whole thing out, literally had it down to the grate and everything.
Really?
It was fine.
That filter material has been in there?
Yep, filter material was good, and then the under drain itself, they didn't know whether some of those drains were cast iron, if they were gonna be broke or collapsed or whatever, but no, everything was good. It was really good, which was surprising. So now we're gonna do the spring side next, and there'll be 2 filters that'll do that too. We had some long hours for the well side was down, we had about 15-hour days we were running just to do normal production, so
What do you think? Is there any reason you think it'd be like that?
I don't know. Just
We got pretty clean water to start.
Did good, yeah, just good operation, so, yeah, everything was fine, so.
Yep. That we're having to redo our water, but it's good water in the first place.
Still got the spring side to go next, so we'll.
It's been a while, but I remember them talking about that. If I'm thinking of the right stuff, that filter material having a lifespan of like 10, 20 years maybe?
Mm-hmm, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's been in since the plant opened.
And they actually took samples out of there and all of them and sent it in too, just to make sure, and they said it's fine, so.
But we gotta have special regulations because we could be under influence of a river because
Yeah.
our wells are so low.
Don't even get me going on that, so.
No, don't get anybody going.
No, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Clint.
All right, we'll move on to resolutions then. First off, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2012-126. A resolution approving pay estimate number 4 from Industrial Process Technology Incorporated of Fargo, North Dakota in the amount of $262,089.80 for the 2012 Humboldt Water Treatment Plant Improvement Project.
This payment included more site work and stored materials. The contractor continues to work on the new buildings and yard piping. The majority of the winter months will be spent inside working on the process portions of the project. And I know that the footings getting completed is something the contractor was concerned about, just getting that moved along so they can get going on the rest of the buildings. So hearing that those are done is good news. I think that'll keep us on schedule or closer to schedule.
Move to approve. Second?
Roll call vote?
Goodell,
Aye.
Slater.
Aye.
Baumgarten.
Aye.
Hader.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Out of order.
Who is?
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2012-127. A resolution approving the annual financial report for fiscal year 2011-2012 for the city of Humboldt, Iowa.
And this is the report that we do each year for the Department of Management to update how we're doing on our budget. And the bottom line is our total revenues for the fiscal year ending June 30th were $15,087,226. The budgeted amount for revenues was $12,743,980, so we were a little over budgeted in revenues. And our total expenditures for the fiscal year were $12,564,652, and the budgeted amount was $13,444,483, and that includes our budget amendment that we did. So we were pretty close to budget on that, a little under budget, so that's the bottom line.
Cool.
Still opening.
And we'll be starting the next budget process very soon.
Very soon.
Move to approve?
Second?
Roll call vote?
Slater?
Aye.
Baumgarten?
Aye.
Crusher?
Aye.
Hader?
Aye.
Goodell?
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution number 2012-128. A resolution approving the final plans and specifications for the demolition of public property and directing the city clerk to publish the notice of public hearing and letting and set 5:30 p.m. Monday, December 3rd, 2012 as a time and date for a public hearing to review bids received.
INS had several demolition contractors look at the downtown demolition project and received some positive feedback on the folks that are looking at it right now. Evidently, there's some interest right now for some winter work and some early spring work from several contractors who could potentially do the work. Those contractors are, the majority are from Minnesota, that they're trying to bring down here to do the project. With those comments, they felt that it would be appropriate to put it out to bid again and see what we get back. I think they said they had three companies that are seriously interested in bidding it, and 5 that could potentially bid it that are looking at it, but it just depends on what they find out. The one other recommendation that INS had was to split the work into the demolition portion and then the landscaping portion, because the landscaping portion being tied to the demolition work, they felt was scaring off some folks that didn't want to end up with subcontractors that they were unfamiliar with. And so there was a little bit of extra buffer that was being built in there because they were unsure about bidding the process, or about bidding with a subcontractor they're unfamiliar with. With that was actually something that we talked about the first time we bid, but ended up not going forward because INS had said that they didn't feel that it was that big a deal. Now, I guess in hindsight, they did feel that it was something that should be removed. Bringing it back to grade and filling and removal of the basement and all that stuff, that's still part of the project. It's just the actual putting down pavers and actually making it look like more than just dirt is not going to be part of that. Which the completion date would be the end of May. So honestly, you would be hard pressed to do much landscaping before then anyway.
So we would let that portion of it in the spring.
Yep.
Separately.
Yep. And the funds, the funds are still out there to do it. We're holding it in our account. It's just a matter of taking it in 2 bites rather than one.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Baumgarten.
Aye.
Rusher.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Goodell.
Aye.
Slater.
Aye. Brings up the last of our regular scheduled items. Aaron?
Actually had the birth of my second child last Friday, so I got a chance to be Mr. Mom for a little bit with my firstborn. And I just have to commend, if you haven't had a chance, recommend it to people, go down to the library for story time or some of the chamber events. They really do a great job. I know the downtown trick or treat and the Halloween party and story time things for the children. Honestly, I think that really sets us apart from a lot of communities, that there's those options for people to go do those things. It was really very cool to see that. That's all.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gloria?
Nothing for me.
Okay. Daryl? Nothing from me. Joe?
Couple things. This meeting was so short, Daryl.
I knew you were gonna do that, Joe.
I was fortunate this Saturday, I was able to go to the a youth partnership for 4-H, their state council. And what it was, I went in thinking I was going to learn how to mentor kids. And I came out thinking, really we need better partnership with kids in town. And I think the 4-H obviously is a great program to begin with, but this is the state council where I was fortunate to be chosen as a partner with the Sarah Rasmussen, who's our Humboldt County representative on that council. And it was a great program, and they did a lot of discussing about how it's not just a touchy-feely thing. You really have been a lot of studies that show you get better outcomes in cities where you've actually listened to the kids and get their input up front on things. And I'm thinking, when I was there, I was thinking things like the football field, and then I was also thinking about our vandalism issues, where maybe if we brought some kids in, it might, we'd get a different perspective on it. So, that's something that I'd like to look at in the future for the council. Some ways that we could maybe be working more than what we've done with the youth in the community. And I don't really know what's been done in the past. Maybe this has been done in the past and there have been issues, but it was a good program. And then, I should have started with the bad news first, but I just had a citizen concerned with some dog issues, and this is more just control of dogs. And so, I just want to mention that I've talked to Aaron, and we're looking at that. We'll see where, what we can get done on it.
Joel, anything?
Nothing.
John?
No, I don't.
Steve?
Not tonight.
Our first burn, we had we're working at the shop now on Saturdays, and my phone was fairly busy that day, and unfortunately, it was wet. We'd had rain previous to that and stuff, and a lot of people couldn't burn, and so I got some calls from citizens that they just wanted to express their, dissatisfaction with the fact that naturally, they didn't want to burn because it was gonna smoke up everything. They couldn't burn and stuff, and rather than wait for a longer time period, because this year, unlike other years, we're about a month ahead of schedule on everything. If there was not somewhere we could have gotten, maybe the next weekend, if it would have been nice if we couldn't figure out some way to maybe change the times around instead of being so set, on something. They're not asking for more burn days, but just if there was a way, we couldn't have got it, maybe one earlier or something, or moved all these ahead, because all the leaves been off now. There's a few trees left, but literally they're all gone now. We've still got another burn date coming up yet and stuff, which, but the farmers were done a month early this year too, so everything was just kind of ahead of schedule anyway, so. They just asked if I would just convey that if there was just something else we could
I don't know how you could
possibly
do, how could you do that? Because you almost gotta have 2 weeks' notice on the burn weekend, and then it rains, and then then it gets pushed back another weekend, or 2 more weekends, or whatever it is. I'm sure there's probably a way to do it, but I don't know how.
I know the city council been through this over and over, and, I had people suggest, like, well, we just set a time period of, like, say, October is the time period when you can burn. Because the biggest thing is, people start in the morning, and by the end of the day, there's that haze over the town, because everybody sees it as, oh yeah, I can burn today. This is the day I can burn, so I'm gonna burn. And it's just, it almost seems inevitable that, maybe this Saturday, I think some people said it wasn't so bad, but I don't know. Was this Saturday burn day?
Yes.
Yes, Saturday's a burn day. I was gone, so I don't know how it went.
I think it went pretty good.
It was dry. At least we had some dry and stuff. It didn't rain now.
I don't think we can go any longer.
Yeah.
The reason is we have a number of people that can't go outside when we're burning. If we set a month aside, that's
Right, yeah.
putting them in the house for a long time. And it's not fair. It's not right.
Well, I'm just wondering if it's,
No, I
you
just
give
don't
3
want it.
permits a day for a month or something. You're the 3 guys who can burn today. That way, the guy doesn't just run out of his house and say,
On those sections of town.
then that section of town becomes a purple haze. I don't know. Maybe.
You just have,
Haven't you guys been through all this? Haven't we had this
Yeah,
discussion?
yeah, we've
Many times.
Many times, definitely.
It's kind of just a bad deal the way Humboldt is. It's just a valley.
We're in a valley, we can't get rid of the smoke.
Maybe we could divide the town into quarters or something, quarter sections.
And like Joe says, then you got one part of town that's.
Completely, it really depends on which way it's all moving. and
Yeah,
stuff,
I don't know.
I just know that, this year unfortunately,
Yeah.
we were a little bit ahead of schedule, the leaves fell early, and then they kind of piled up, and then when it rained, and, everybody, week before that, everything would have been perfect.
I did have,
But that week of it just didn't happen to fall.
yeah, I did have 4 or 5 compliments on the pile out there, the compost pile though. But, and it was full, but they keep it pushed up, and so there's a lot of people using it.
When I was out there, you gotta get in line.
Were you? Really?
Yeah, because there were so many people out there, you had to, wait for a little bit just
Really?
to get dumped and stuff there.
Huh.
It's being used a lot and stuff anyway, so.
Yeah, yeah.
It is. It's a good thing. But
Yep.
that's all I've got, so. Do want to congratulate the Humboldt football team, because they did a fantastic job, and they played their hearts out. And wish them the best, because that was a fantastic last game anyway, so. With that, we need a motion to schedule Monday, November 19th, 2012, at 5:30 PM as a date, time for the next regular meeting of the Humboldt City Council, and adjourn this session at 5:53 PM.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?